So happy 2023, you wonderful human of the internet. Oh my god, 2023. What a strange, terrifying space age number, or maybe that's just me being old, I don't know. But anyway, I was asked if I could do some more vlogs and things by a couple of people over the Christmas holidays, and I thought, why not? It might be quite fun to have a bit of a catch-uppy vloggy thing today, because today is New Year's Eve and I have absolutely nothing to do and nowhere to be, which is really depressing, but as you go through life you will probably find this is more or less where your New Year's Eves go by the time you're my age. Your friends either have babies and that sort of commitment, a lot of us have chronic illnesses and therefore don't go out because of reasons like that. The scene that you were into when you were growing up and that you are still very much into is dead, and there's nothing going on in your city, so yeah, your New Year's Eves, they reduce and they reduce and they reduce and they reduce. And I tried to give myself like a kind of private fun New Year's, that sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? I tried to give myself like a solo fun New Year's Eve in 2019, I think, and I drove myself up to this like beauty spot. Going up this big hill, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go climb to the top of the big hill, it's gonna be beautiful. I get up there, every motherfucker in the whole West Midlands has like had the same idea, and there are cars. This is like a narrow country road, right, because you're going up to this beauty spot. There's no room for all this traffic, and some motherfucker in a little pink KA has parked in the middle of the road, just abandoned their car and just gone to see the fireworks, like, because you're up on high, you can see the fireworks from miles away. It's beautiful, like, it's all silent, the fireworks just swooping over. It's gorgeous, or it would be if you could just like eliminate all the other people there, because it was just rammed. Like, I was stuck in my car. There were so many gangs of like young guys just browsing around, like wandering around, clearly drunk, just openly staring at me in my car. It was really intimidating. I had the doors locked because there was nowhere I could go. Like, I couldn't drive in any direction. And it was just a really intimidating, not fun, annoying way to spend New Year's Eve. So at that point, I'm like, okay, anytime I have an idea for New Year's Eve and I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere in the countryside and it's going to be great. No, you can do that the rest of the year, because I do a lot of kind of solo adventuring at strange times of night. I have gone up to that hill numerous times all by myself and climbed up to the top of the hill and the standing stones and been there at night, and it's been lovely. But you don't do it on New Year's Eve because everyone else in the world is there. And even if you get lucky and there's only maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 other people there, well, I feel like that's when it's actually really dangerous. When there's a big crowd of people, probably you're not really in much danger, it's just annoying. But if there's like just, you know, one other gang of people and you don't know them and you're there by yourself, that's quite spooky and quite dangerous. So anyway, this wasn't really meant to be a mad New Year's Eve safety lecture. It's a little bit late for that because by the time you're seeing this, it will be the new year. But yes, tonight is New Year's Eve. I am sitting at home being boring, so I thought I will talk to you about some of the things that I got and made and am making for Christmas, and some of the things that have kept me sane over the Christmas holidays, and some of the stuff that happened over the Christmas holidays, and all of that kind of thing. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to edit this video super fast and get it to you while you are still groaning with your New Year's Day hangover to some extent. So yeah, I guess I will start with some of the things that I got and bought myself and made over the Christmas period. So the first thing is this dress. I'll show you this dress over here because I love this dress so much. I got this from my mum. My mum always likes to buy me some kind of amazing gothy piece. I do give her a list. She doesn't just like go rogue on me. I do give her a list. And she generally picks the most eccentric thing on that list to give me, which is fantastic. And I've kind of accessorized it with a few things. I'll have to put up little pictures so I don't just have to like in the camera at you. But I've got this little Victorian garnet like antique pin of a little italic D that I treasure this thing so much, but I never know what to put it on. And finally with this dress just here, like, I feel like it's finally found its forever home. I don't think it's ever going to come off this dress now because it's just so perfect there. And I bought myself this obscenely massive crystal necklace around Christmas with some Christmas money I got. I was like, yes, I'm going to have this beautiful thing. I think the site it came from is called Lunar Blue Boutique. They did so much beautiful stuff. I managed to find their shop just as they had this update. And I was like, oh, how am I ever meant to choose? Literally, how am I ever meant to choose? Because it was all these like big crystal pieces like this, but then there were also some kind of silvery ones with two huge gemstones. Everything was big and beautiful. And I eventually went for this one, which is kind of like smoky quartz. It's a little bit see-through in some places, but it's mostly just quite dark with the amethyst. And I can't remember if that's also smoky quartz as well. I can't remember. The only thing I didn't think out with this is that, dude, it's very dark and most of the clothes you wear are very dark, therefore it's not really gonna pop. So if I ever get something from their store again, I'll probably be looking more so at things with stones, like my beloved ring over here, this ring that I'm always wearing and always talking about because I love it so much. But like, I feel like rings with, or stones that are kind of like this thing, really pop against black, whereas this dark thing not so much, but it's kind of understated and spooky and I like it, so there's that. So yeah, I saw somebody on Instagram who had this really cute glasses chain on their glasses, and it sent me off on a mad hunt for a glasses chain. I'd never even thought about glasses chains for myself before, because I'm not long-sighted, I'm short-sighted, so my glasses are on my face constantly. I have no need for a glasses chain. My glasses don't come on or off. But then I realised how cute they were, and I was like, are you serious? You can get like cool gothy glasses chains? You can? So I went to Etsy and I searched, and you can. I have managed to find for my, the lenses are filthy, dude, this is embarrassing. But yeah, I managed to find this one that's like rosary beads with like little anks and stuff. There are so many out there like this. I literally can't see because I've got contact lenses and glasses on, but I think they're really cute. They don't so much go with my understated red glasses that I wear more often, so I'm gonna have to get like a gold or red pair. But this one, like, I really love them with the glasses chain. I think they're so freaking cute. Oh my god, I'm absolutely wrecking my eyes doing this. Ooh, contact lenses and glasses all at once, not good. But yeah, I love this chain. Got it off Etsy. The store was called like Lucifery something. I can't remember what the store was called, but yeah, just put in like goth or ank glasses chain. There's so much choice. And then there is something else that I bought myself while I was round at a friend's house on Black Friday. I had forgotten that it was Black Friday, but my friend hadn't, and we both got to, it was amazing. We were comfortable enough with each other that we could just parallel play, basically. If you don't know what parallel play is, it's a bit of an autistic thing, and it's kind of just doing your own thing in the same room as someone. So you're kind of playing, sometimes exchanging a word or two, but you're both just doing your own thing. And it's something that autistic people often really like to do. And I hadn't really thought of myself as someone who really likes to do that. But when it comes to stuff like this, yes, I really like to be able to just kind of chill and do my thing, but have some company at the same time. And anyway, we got to shopping on Vinted. We were both shopping on Vinted on our respective phones. She was the one who first put in Cyberdog, and she came up with this backpack, this neon backpack. But the real magic is that it flashes. It's not going to show up under the lights. I might have to, hang on a minute, where's the setting I like? There's the setting I like. Hang on. See? It flashes. It reminds me of the backpack in Altered Carbon, and I absolutely love it. I really love it. It's really obnoxious. I can't wait to use this for something because it's so cute. I have been taking it on wintry walks, actually, just because I feel like there's not enough Christmas lights out this year, obviously because of the cost of living crisis. No one's putting on Christmas lights, so walking through the streets with one of those on, you kind of feel like you're like a walking Christmas light, and you're kind of jollying the place up, and it's nice. So there's that. And then I've also been doing a lot of knitting and crochet. This is actually crochet, not knitting. I tend to call everything I make knitting, even when it's not, because for years it was always knitting, and now it's like I have to think, is it crochet, is it nala binding, is it knitting, I don't know. But I knitted myself a little Beetlejuice hat, which I'm really quite liking. And the thing that makes me the happiest about this hat is that I managed to get some little tags with of herbs and altars and a bat made. So I got these ones just on the off chance that I ever end up making Anything that I kind of give to anyone or sell to anyone. I wanted to get some Herbs and Altars ones, but I also got some that just says Dorian made me with a bat on it too, which I intended to get for the stuff I was making for people for Christmas, like family members and stuff. It didn't come in time because these actually came from Ukraine. It was a store in Ukraine that I found on Etsy. And obviously, like in their thing, when you've chosen, it says, you know, we're in Ukraine. We don't know when we're going to be able to get this to you, if at all. And I thought, well, yours are the most beautiful. Like, they are the most beautiful ones I've seen on Etsy. And I want to support people in Ukraine as much as I can. I don't want to sod off your business just because it's going to take a bit longer to get here. Like, I'll gamble on it. So I did. And yeah, it missed Christmas. Like, I didn't manage to tag any of the items I gave away for Christmas. But they are so cute. They are so cute. Unfortunately, once again, I can't remember the name of the store, but yeah, search up like little tags for knitting and crochet, like personalised tags for knitting and crochet, I think is what I put into Etsy. And you can get these and you can personalise them, and they just come with like a little screw, and you pop it through and you just screw it on, so you can take it off, you can move it around, you can do everything with it. And it just kind of like adds a little like professional touch, I feel like, to it. So yes, my Beetlejuice, my very, very eccentric Beetlejuice hat. Oh, it's cute. It's cute. I like it. I mean, it does make me look a little bit batshit, but I'm okay with that. Particularly with my glasses too. With my glasses too, it's really a vibe. This is how I went out today, and I really like it. And then the other thing that I've also been knitting over Christmas, or trying to knit, this is like really too complex to knit while I'm talking to people or watching TV, so this has really not made much progress over the Christmas holidays because there's been too many people around. But it's the thing that I was going to have as a tattoo many years ago. This is the one thing that I've ever really, really, like for a long time, wanted as a tattoo. But equally, I now know at least 2 people who have this tattoo, and that really puts me off getting it, which is really sad. But I get, it's such a well-known book within the goth community, and obviously that means a lot of goths are going to have it as a tattoo. So instead of having it as a tattoo, I'm making it into mittens. So the quote is from the book Lost Souls, and I feel like that immediately gives away what the quote is, but a lot of people, I think the most famous quote from Lost Souls is the 4 a.m. knows all my secrets, or is it 3 a.m.? 3 a.m. knows all my secrets quote. I've never really jived with that quote personally, because I don't find 4 a.m, 3 a.m. like a particularly dark, like deep thinking, introspective time of night. I'm quite happy, like I'm quite productive and happy at 4 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember Ash loved that quote though. Ash considered getting that quote tattooed on him but didn't. But the quote that I love is, let the night come, we are not afraid. So this is my little chart for one side of my mittens, and the one side of one mitten on the back, and then the other side is going to have "We are not afraid" in rather angrier font. So I've kind of got my "Let the night come" with some bats and "We are not afraid" with various notes and scribbles all over it, because it's in progress. But I'm as far as this so far. So all I've got is "come." I was trying to do it tricolour. I was trying to do it in purple, green and gold, like kind of Mardi Gras colours, because there's so many references to New Orleans and Mardi Gras in the book. But dude, I tried my best, and I realised there's a reason that people don't very often do tricolour Fair Isle knitting, like stranded knitting, because it didn't look bad, but it didn't look good either. So I gave up, and I was like, look, black and red, we'll go for the classic black and red. And so I'm hoping that's going to look cute eventually. It's going to be a little bit twee for the quote and all of that, really. I feel like it's still going to be a bit twee, but nonetheless, I'm enjoying making it. I really do like doing colour work. I haven't showed you my octopus sweater, have I? Okay, Here is my octopus sweater. It's a great big pink and black sweater with a great big octopus. It's on the front, it's on the back. The octopus is all around you, giving you a big hug, and I loved making that sweater so much. I literally made it in about 4 or 5 days, that sweater. And it is chunky yarn, so it's not like really a big deal to make it that quickly, but it's all the same, making a sweater that quickly is quite kind of Are you okay? Did you do anything else? Did you like eat during this period? It was a funness, and like now I can't stop doing colour work. The other thing I've been doing like crazy over the Christmas holidays is Pokemon. That I haven't have I mentioned this on here? I can't remember. But when I was tidying my room in, God, was it earlier this year? I came across all my brother's old Game Boy stuff. And I got really hooked again on Pokemon. And I have had people say like, oh, I didn't know you were a gamer. And it's funny the way people consider gaming these days. It's like, you're either team gamer, as in like, it's everything I do, it's my whole life, I die for gaming. Or it's like, I literally have never touched a game in my life. No, I'm not a gamer. There's no like casual gaming anymore. Like, you're not allowed to be a casual gamer anymore. It's really weird. It's become this very cult mentality thing. But no, because I grew up with, God, I just had to count them, but 3 brothers. 3 brothers. There were always like consoles and games around me when I was growing up. Like, we had the Sega Mega Drive in our house, and then my cousins were Nintendo kids, because like in the 80s and the 90s, you were either Sega or Nintendo. You had to pick one or the other, and it was war. And I was obviously Team Sega, because who's going to pick like a plumber over a like supersonic blue hedgehog? Come on, I'm obviously Team Supersonic Blue Hedgehog. So I was Team Sega. But the thing is, like, when you have all these brothers and cousins and you have these consoles all around you and you can always play for free, it never occurs to you that you need your own console. And then when my brothers kind of grew up and moved away and stuff like that, and suddenly there were no consoles in my house, I think it was just like a lack of self-esteem thing, honestly, that I was like, how can I ask my parents to pay for something so ridiculously expensive just for me? I'm not worth that. And that was always my mentality as a teenager. Like, I didn't have a TV in my room. I didn't have a phone in my room. I didn't have any consoles in my room. Literally all I had was a CD player and books in my room. It was sparse. My room was just sparse. Even like posters and stuff, compared to most of the stuff that kids would put up in the 90s. Like, mine was like, whenever I'd get a poster in something, I didn't even particularly have to like the person. I just be like, oh, that'll just make it a bit less sparse. But it still looked sparse because there was just nothing in my room. Even though I spent all my time in my room, it was just this like sparse, boring place to be. Because I just didn't think I was worth enough to be like, Mum, can I have something, like, so I don't go completely insane with boredom, So I stopped gaming basically when I was in my teens. When I lived with Ash, we played a lot of things like Diddy Kong Racing, and then later on Grand Theft Auto. That was good. Always got a soft spot for Grand Theft Auto. I'm shit at it, but I like just running people over until I get blown up by the cops. It's great. But Pokemon, I think, is forever my eternal favourite game, because it's the only one that I can actually play and not lose completely. So I used to play Pokemon when my eating disorder was really bad, back in like 2003. Because I could never sleep. You just can't. When you're at that low of a weight and you're that starved, you can't sleep ever. So I'd be up all night, like, playing Pokemon, and then in the daytime, it was one of those ones where, you could take the cartridge and you could slot it into a big console and play it in colour on the TV. It was that. I can't remember what Pokemon game that was, but it was amazing and I loved it. It kept me sane. And these are the games that I've rediscovered recently. So I played my way through Pokemon Yellow, and that was great. I had no problems. Then I moved on to Pokemon Gold. And the thing with Pokemon Gold is that it's got a battery in there for the time. Because there's a battery in there, it runs out of life, basically. All the Pokemon Gold cartridges that are around now, they need their batteries changing or they don't work properly. So I have played through Pokemon Gold like once, twice. I'm going on my 3rd time now because I kept having errors happening because of the batteries, and at one point it actually wiped all the Pokemon I'd collected. It just wiped them, they were gone, and I lost my shit. I was so furious. I was nearly at the end, and then I lost all my Pokemon. It was a disaster. So now I am playing Pokemon Gold on a emulator on my phone. It's good knowing that everything's working properly and that nothing's going to crash, but I miss the sensation. Like, this thing is so good. Like, this is about as swanky as Game Boy's ever got. Like, you can plug it into the mains, it charges up, it's not battery operated, you charge it up. But the buttons and everything feel really nice, everything's really like, it's where it ought to be. So yeah, I have great love for this little console, and you just don't get the same sensations playing on an emulator on a touchscreen phone. It's not the same, but at least my Pokemon aren't being randomly wiped, so I'm looking forward to actually finishing the game this time. I'm a bit annoyed because my youngest brother, he told me give up on Gold and play Crystal instead, it's meant to be better, but I tried and they don't have one of the particular Pokemon that I love the most. It's just not in the game. So I got halfway through that and then I realised that and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to play. I'm autistic and I don't like change, and I'm not having this game without my bloody Mareep. I'm not doing it. So I went back into Gold, started over again. So at this point I've basically started 4 times over on this game, and I'm getting a little bit peeved with it, but I am still really enjoying it. And this is a gigantic Pokemon waffle at this point. Sorry for anyone who doesn't game. But seriously, anyone who doesn't game, you should try Pokemon on an emulator on your phone, because it's just really, really, really fun. And it's just a really fun game. It's an absolute classic, and you will get so attached to your Pokemon, you really will. But anyway, this is now a huge waffle, so I guess I'm going to go and see what is going on in the world of New Year's Eve. It's coming up to 8 o'clock right now, so I'm guessing that the New Year's Eve streamers are going to start streaming fairly soon. I'm hoping that Paratronics has got a stream tonight, maybe. I'm kind of torn though, to be honest. Like, part of me is like, shall I put on some streamy stuff and try and actually feel like it's New Year's Eve, or shall I just like not? Shall I just carry on doing the things I'm enjoying, because I'm so enjoying it being time off, really, like over the holidays. I haven't, well, okay, I've done a lot of writing, I've done some editing, mostly writing is what I've been doing, so I haven't been completely just sitting on my arse, but it has been nice to largely sit on my arse over the holidays. That has been nice. I haven't really been doing much with social media. It's been really quite nice, actually, and I'm kind of considering today my last day of that, so I'm kind of like, shall I even bother with New Year's Eve, or shall I just keep playing Pokemon and sitting on my ass? I've kind of started a new writing project actually over the Christmas holidays, which was again one of you guys' suggestion. Someone said about when I get to the end of the Nostalgia Project, or even overlapping with the Nostalgia Project, they'd like to see stories that are like demi-fictional, stories that are kind of like inspired by my life but kind of not quite my life, that are like spin-off into other characters and things. And I was like, this is an interesting idea. And so I've started trying to write someone else's life who I used to love dearly. They're not around anymore. They were never really an open book, this person, about their life. So all the elements I've gathered, you know, honestly, they would have had, I feel like if they had have lived a few more years, I feel like they might have got on YouTube too, and I feel like they would have been brilliant at it. Brilliant. Because they had an amazing sense of humour, and a really, like genuinely, if you think my life story has been kind of like a bit batshit and weird and strange in places, I feel like their life story, yeah, like it's very poignant. Just, you know, the little details and bits and bobs that filtered through to me, you know, when I knew them and then after their death, it was all very poignant and all very, God, this needs to be a story, you know? So I'm trying to kind of fictionalize the bits of her life story that I know. So I've written most of the first chapter and I'm quite liking it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I'm doing with the Nostalgia Project with it, as in, literally, I write a chapter, I read it at you, and we just wing it from there. I think with this one, I'm going to have to basically write quite a few chapters, if not all the chapters, before I start reading it, because I don't know exactly what bits I'm including, what bits I'm making up completely. The plot line is a lot more unknown to me, so it's going to be kind of a little project for me to be getting on with. On the sidelines of the Nostalgia Project, and then I guess whenever we finally reach the end of the Nostalgia Project, or, you know, catch up to where I am in life, then that's when I will maybe flip over onto telling some other people's stories a little bit. So I've actually been handed some very useful ideas by you guys over the festive period. That's awesome. So yeah, so that's been my one kind of productive thing that I've been doing really over Christmas is writing this story about a girl, and that's all I'll say for now, I guess, on that. But anyway, yeah, coming up to 8 o'clock, New Year's Eve. Do I feel like partying with streams and stuff? No, not really, not really. Maybe I'll turn some on while I play Pokemon, that might be nice, so I guess that's what I'm going to do now. So I guess I will leave you to your rotten old hangover if you have one, or your rotten old flu if you've got that instead, because there's a lot going around, like say. But happy 2023, let's hope it's better than 2022, and 2021, and 2020. Because the last 3 years have been complete shit, so I'm not exactly sprinting into 2023 with a celebratory torch held high. I don't have much hope for this year really, but you never know what's coming. So happy New Year, happy belated Christmas, and Feliz Navidad. So I guess I will see you soon with something that is hopefully a bit less waffly and a bit more story timey, or maybe my B-Pal Yule sniffy haul, because I haven't got my perfumes yet, my Yule perfumes, I haven't got them yet, which is no surprise because B-Pal have been moving across the country. We've also got strikes in the UK, everyone is on strike, including the postal service, so I don't know when I'm going to get my B-Pal Yules, but when I do, yes, I will be sniffing them with you, hopefully, if there's enough that I like, because if I don't like any of them, I don't just want to be like, yeah, so this, I hate this, and I hate this, and I hate this, and I hate this, it's like so negative, I don't like doing that, so I only really do videos when I'm like ones that I like, but I kind of flipped my shit and ordered quite a lot, so I think I'm going to like them, so whenever that comes along, I will sniff them with you, so I'll see you soon. So I hope you're not feeling too rotten, whether it is self-induced or whether it is germ-induced, but Happy New Year. Okay.